on surveying. I will be discussing with the people regarding the chapter curve surveying. So in civil engineering, particularly in transport as well as railway department, we come across many projects where surveying of the alignment is done. So during the survey of the alignment, the line or alignment may change its direction due to unavoidable situations or due to necessary condition. Suppose this is the original line. Say for example, this is the original line or alignment. Due to some unavoidable situations or necessary conditions, there should be given the change in direction towards this. This is the diverted line. So this is diverted line. This was original line. So considering the safety of the vehicle as well as the passengers and the driver, it is not possible to give the sharp turn at a single point. So there is a necessity to give change in direction smoothly. We should change this direction smoothly. It is here sharp change in direction is happening here. In order to change the direction smoothly, we need to provide a arc between these two straight lines. In between straight lines, the arc is said to be curve. So this arc is said to be curve where it smooths the change in direction. All along the projects of transport as well as railway, we come across many curves and many kinds of curves. So let us discuss about different kinds of curves we come across. So curves are majorly divided into horizontal curve as well as vertical curves. Horizontal curves are the curves given on the horizontal planes which we often come across. So valley curves are the curve which is given when there is a change in gradients. For instance, when the rising gradients suddenly meets falling gradients, then there is a necessity to smooth the curve. So in that instance, we will provide vertical curve. So horizontal curve is further divided into these kinds: simple, compound, reverse curve and transition curve. So simple, compound and reverse curve are considered to be circular curves. I will tell you why these are considered to be circular curve afterwards. But in depth, we will discuss about these things. And when you consider vertical curve, we have two kinds, that is valley curve as well as summit curve. Valley curve is provided when there is when falling gradients meets rising gradients. In this situation, we will provide valley curve. So this is falling gradient, this is rising gradient. In that situation, we will provide valley curve. When rising gradients meets falling, then there is necessity to smooth the curve here, giving summit curve. So this is about the classification of the curves. Suppose, say for example, if we have a line going here, or this is the alignment of a line, and due to some unavoidable circumstances, this will be deflected towards other direction. Earlier it was in this direction. Due to some deflection, it might be mentioned as this pi, and it is diverted towards this direction. So in order to smooth this, a curve is provided as a single arc with constant radii. What I am saying, in between these two straight lines, say for example A and here T1 where curve starts, and this might be T2 or B. So in between these two straight lines, if the curve is provided as a single arc with constant radii, if single arc with constant radii is said to be simple curve. If the curve is single arc and it is having constant radii provided in between two straight lines, this kind of curves is said to be simple curve. For the same two straight lines, if we provide the curve as two or more arcs, that means one arc is given, two or more arcs with different radius. So the first arc which I am taking here has R1 radii, and I will give another arc here which will be having another radius. This will be R2. That means two straight lines, it was diverted line, this is original line. In between these two straight lines, the curve is given as two or more arcs of different radii. then this kind of curve is said to be compound curve. Here you can observe this will be having, these kind of curves will be having common tangent, and also the centers of the curves lie on the same sides of the tangents. If this is the situation on the road or any field, that is one line is here and the diverted line is here, what we will do in this situation, we will provide a curve like this, having the curve of two or more arcs having same or different radii, having same or different radii, but whose centers are in opposite directions. Suppose this is one arc where its center is here, and this is another arc where its center is here. It might be of same radii, or it might be of different radii, but it should be circular one. That means if you take this arc, it should have some constant radii. If you take this arc, it should have some constant radii. And it is in reverse curve, it is consist of two or more arcs of same or different radii, where those centers are lying in opposite direction, and they will have a common tangent over here. So this is about reverse curve. Up to here, simple compound and reverse curve I explained. These are circular curve. Why? Because if you observe, there is a constant radii maintained over here. So that's why this is a part of a circle, or a part, it is considered as an arc. So these three things come under circular curve. Let me consider this simple curve where a arc of constant radii is given in between two straight lines. So what is the radius of this line, straight line? The straight line radius will be infinite. The curve given has some finite radius r. What is happening in this junction? That is tangential point. What is happening here? There is a sudden or sharp change in radius is occurring over here. It is not good. So in order to smooth this sharp change in radius, we will provide a curve with varying radii. Here we will provide a curve with varying radii in order to smooth out this sharp change in radii. The varying radii curve which we will be giving you over here in order to smooth the change in radius is considered to be transition curve. In this chapter we will be discussing about the geometry of the curves as well as the methods of laying out those curves on the field. Considering the simple curves, let us know the terminologies that are present in simple curves. So if you start with a straight line A, let me note it is AT1. So AT1 is considered to be one straight line where it will next change its alignment by providing a curve. So AT1 is said to be a back tangent, and T1, the point T1, or a point of where the point tangent meets the curve, it is said to be point of curve. That is the starting point of the curve. Then somewhere the curve will end at T2. This point is said to be the point of tangency. It is a point where the curve ends as well as the point where the tangent starts also. Then the T2 will extend up to the another straight line or diverted line, that is T2b. This line is said to be a forward tangent. And this curve has some radius, that is radius of curvature, and it will meet at a point with the radius of the center of it is notated as O. It is said to be a center of curvature. Then if you extend these tangents, somewhere it will meet. So it will meet at I. This is said to be point of intersection. There is an angle subtended between these tangents, that is alpha. This is said to be, let me write it here, intersection angle. And you should be very careful here. There is another angle, that is a deflection angle. If you extend I to I dash, the angle I dash I T2 will be denoted by pi. This is said to be deflection angle. This is very much important. Deflection angle. When the original line is diverted towards this direction by deflection angle. And if you provide a straight line between T1 and T2, this is said to be long chord. And if you join this point of intersection and the center of curvature, on the arc length it will meet at very midpoint, let it be C, and this C is said to be an apex or summit. Okay, and it will also cut the D at midpoint, D on the long chord here. So then the distance between this CD is said to be mid-ordinate. The distance CD, that is the distance between apex and the midpoint of the chord, is mid-ordinate, mentioned as mid-ordinate or versed sign. It is also called as versed sign, as because it will be given by the sine angle. It is also called as versed sign. So then the distance between C and I, that is what a point of intersection, the distance between point of intersection and what apex, will be considered as apex length, or otherwise called as external length. And the very important things are the tangents, that is T1i and T2i are the tangents in this curve, and this length will be tangent length. And as per the properties of the circle, the tangents to the curve will be at right angle to the radius, right? So in order to find the central angle, we need to consider this quadrilateral. You can observe here 90 degree, it is here 90 degree, and it will sum up to 180 degree. The sum of the interior angles should be 360 degree. That means we already know the angle here alpha. Here it should be 180 minus alpha. Here it should be 180 minus alpha. That means if you observe here, pi, the deflection angle is nothing but, pi is nothing but 180 minus alpha, isn't it? 180 within 180 degree in a straight line. Alpha should be subtracted, then we will get the deflection angle. That means in a curve, the deflection angle will be central angle also. This is central angle. As because we have divided it by the median, this angle is divided by twice. It looks like this. So these are the different terms which we come across. And as I said that we need to lay out these curves on the field, we need to quantify some of these terms. We need to find out some elements within this curve. So let us see what are those elements that we need to quantify, and let us see how they are quantified. So we discussed about the terminologies within the simple curve. So let us, as I said, we need to quantify some of the elements in the simple curve. Before knowing what are the elements that are to be quantified, we just need to designate a curve. Say for example, while aligning the line, we will say 10 meter line or 100 meter line. Likewise, we need to designate a curve also. In order to designate a curve, we have two methods. Either you can designate using a degree of curve or by using radius of curve. In India, we will designate a curve by using degree of curve. We consider degree of curve into account, and then we will designate a curve. So what is degree of curve? So degree of curve is the angle subtended. Degree of curve is the angle subtended at the center of curvature. Let it might be del. Angle subtended at the center, that is del, by specified length of chord or arc. Angle subtended by the angle subtended at the center by specified length of chord or arc. The specified length when taken in metrics, it might be 20 meters or 30 meters. So this is arc, this is chord. So suppose let us say for example we have a curve of 1000 meters. Okay, in that what we will do in order to designate, we will take a part of this, that is we will take a specified length, usually 20 to 30. Let me take a 30 meter arc, considering arc definition or considering arc into account. So angle subtended at the center, somewhere far behind, I am showing here nearer. This angle del is the degree of the curve, and suppose it might give you 2 degree. So all along the 1000 meter curve, we are considering a specified length of 30 meter arc. The arc, then we are finding out the angle subtended by this, that might be 2 degree. So what we will say is, oh, this curve is a 2 degree curve. So this is how we will designate a curve. As I said, the degree of the curve could be obtained by considering both specified length of arc or specified length of chord. So in that sense, we have two definitions in order to obtain the degree of curve. So first, if you consider a specified length of chord, we will be saying it as chord definition. Chord definition. So by considering the specified length of chord, let us obtain the degree of the curve. And if you can see in this figure, there is a relation we can obtain between radius as well as delta, isn't it? We have some relation between radius as well as del. So let us obtain the relation also by considering the chord definition. So if you see the figure over here, the angle here is d by 2. So let us consider a triangle OT1D. D is the median over the long chord. So while considering this, applying sine to this, sine d by 2 will give you T1D opposite by hypotenuse. Where T1D, let me consider first for 30 meter chord. So then what is the T1D here? As because it is a median bisecting this long chord, T1D will be 15 meters. That means 15 by R. As because we are generating a relation between radius and del. So let me write it like this: R is equal to 15 divided by sine d by 2. Where d by 2? Sorry, it is in delta. It should be delta. We're considering this angle, right? That's why it is delta. So, where actually delta is in degrees, we should know first of all. And if you observe, as because we come across very large curves, and if you by looking itself, we can say it will have some large radius, and it will have very small degree of curve. So in that sense, as is small, then sine delta by 2, we approximately by 2 delta by 2 in radians. So if del is very small, then we can write sine delta by 2 as delta by 2 in radians. So then what will happen to this equation? R will be equal to sine delta by 2. But usually degree of curve should be obtained in degrees. So if you substitute, if it in radians, this is enough. But if you want in degrees, we need to convert this radians into degrees. For that purpose, we'll multiply this by pi by 180 degree in the denominator. Then R will be give you 1718.89 divided by delta. in meters you will get, if delta is in degrees, R will be in meters. This is the relation which we will get when we consider car definition into account, and also if you consider 30 meter, this will be the equation. If you consider similarly for 20 meter, what will be the R? What will be the R? Here only change will be, it is here. T1D will become 10. So that means it will give you, after substituting T1D as 10, it will give you 1145.93 divided by delta. This is the equation. So if you consider, this will be in meters and del if it is in degrees. So these are the equations, these are the relations considering radius and del. And if you can observe here that radius is inversely proportional to del. As degree of the curve increases, radius of the curve decreases. So this is the relation between the radius and del considering car definition. So if we consider arc in term instead of chord as a specified length, if you consider arc length as a specified length of 20 to 30 meters in order to designate a curve, so then we can say the degree of curve subtended by the specified length of arc 20 or 30 meters, that is del, which we will obtain, is the degree of the curve. So if you observe here, this arc is a part of a circle. That means if you, this arc is subtends this arc subtends del. If you consider a whole circle, then what happens? So based on the properties of the circle and proportionality, the whole circle is 360 degrees, right? And the length will be 2 pi r. So based on the proportionality and the properties of the circle, we can write it like this. So del subtends by, so let me take 30 meter arc first. First let us take 30 meter arc. So based on the proportionality, del subtended by 30 meter arc, and it is proportional to, then the angle subtended by the whole circle is 360 degree. That give you, that is subtended by the whole circle circumference 2 pi r. R will be the radius of the circle, 2 pi r. So from this we can obtain the relation between r and delta. So then we can write it as pi into 2 pi r, del into 2 pi r, or 30 into 360, where r is equal to 30 into 360 divided by 2 pi del. So this will give you r is equal to 1. If you calculate, you will get 1718.87 1718.87 by del. It is in meters when del is considered. It is in meters when del is considered, when del is substituted as degree. So this is for 30 meter arc. If you consider similarly for 20 meter arc, then radius of curve will be, the only change will be here it will become 20. So if you substitute over that, and you will get 1145.91 delta, that will be in meters. So if you observe here, go back to the video, the relation obtained by when car definition is considered and the relation obtained by the arc definition considered here, both are same. That means the magnitude of the r, the magnitude of the radius will not change either when we consider arc or chord, it will remain same. That is the statement or the conclusion which we have drawn here right now. So let us discuss about the elements of circular curves. So this is the simple circular curve which I have considered. So in that, first we need to find is tangent length. Tangent length is, this is the tangent length, T1i or T2i is the tangent length which we need in designing or laying out the curves. So suppose consider in the figure, consider triangle OABC. OAI. Consider triangle OAI. Within that, if you provide a tangent function, tan pi by 2 will give you, tan pi by 2 means opposite by adjacent. What is opposite here? T1i divided by adjacent is R, radius. So tan I is the tangent length. So tangent length will be given by R into tan pi by 2. This is the equation which we have in order to obtain the tangent lengths. So the very next element is length of long chord, that is T1D D2. In the last element, that is tangent length, I only mentioned T1I, but T2I is also same, as because it is a constant radius. Okay, you remember that, as because it is a simple circular curve, radius will be constant. Any one tangent length, if you find it is enough, as because the another tangent is also is of same length. So let us come to this element, that is length of long chord. That is, in order to find the length T1D D2, first consider the triangle OT1D. In that, consider sine function. If you provide sine function over there, sine pi by 2 will give you opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is dt1 or t1d divided by r. Okay, so what is my intention is, if I find this distance, if I add another time, it will give you the whole length. That is the distance. That means t1d t2 could be written as t1d plus t2d, which is same, or 2 times this will be nothing but t1d only. That's why t1d. So if I find t1d, it's enough. I will multiply by 2, I will get the length of long curve. So t1d will give you r sine pi by 2. So this is the length of the half chord. Then if you want full long chord length, then twice r sine pi by 2 will give you the length of long chord. This is the equation in order to obtain the length of the long chord. The next element is the length of arc, that is T1C T2 is the whole length of arc we need to know. In order to find that, you need to remember this, that is, considering a circle segment, if you have a arc length will be equal to radius of the circle multiplied with angle subtended by the segment in radians. Okay, so considering this property, so here arc length, let it be L. So L is equal to radius is R and pi is the angle subtended by this arc. So this is the equation in order to find out the arc where pi is in radians. While calculating the length of the arc, pi should be substituted in radians. Okay, if it is given in degrees, then L is equal to R into pi by 180. If in degrees, if pi is given in radians, then this equation you can use. If pi is given in terms of degrees, then you can use this equation, or else just convert the radians into degrees into radians. You can calculate the length of the arc. Next element is apex distance. What is the apex distance in this figure? IC is the apex distance. In order to find out the IC, look at the geometry. IC could be obtained like this. IC could be obtained by subtracting IO with OC, isn't it? IO is the total length. In this, if I subtract OC, I will get the length IC. So for that purpose, what is OC here? What is OC? As because it is a simple curve, OC is nothing but a radius. This length. This is nothing but radius of curve. So OC is radius. Let it be here. But let us find out IO. So in order to find out IO, that is full length, I need to consider the triangle OT1I. So consider triangle OT1I. If I consider this, so taking cos function, so cos pi by 2 will give you adjacent by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is this OI. In this triangle OT1I, adjacent is R and hypotenuse is OI. So from this I can find IO. Let me write it as IO. So from this I can obtain IO is equal to R by cos pi by 2. 1 by cos pi by 2 would be written as secant pi by 2 multiplied with R, or else you can write it as like this, R into secant pi by 2. So this is IO. So in order to get the apex distance, what we need to do? Apex distance. So substitute this IO here in this first equation. So IO is R secant pi by 2 minus OC. IO minus OC, I will get the apex distance. What is OC? I know R, it is R. So if I take R as common, secant pi by 2 minus 1. So this is the apex length. So in order to find the apex length, you need to use this formula. The last element is mid-ordinate. In order to find out the mid-ordinate is nothing but DC. In order to find out this, we can write it like this. DC could be obtained by subtracting the OC by OD. OC is nothing but radius. So in order to obtain the mid-ordinate, I need to calculate OD. So for that, let us consider the triangle. Consider triangle OT1D. In that, if I take cos function, cos pi by 2 is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is OD. OD by hypotenuse is R. So OD is equal to R into cos pi by 2. So substitute this in this. So mid-ordinate is given by R minus R cos pi by 2. R, if you take R as common, 1 minus cos pi by 2. So this is the equation in order to obtain the mid-ordinate in the simple curve. So let us consider this problem. In this, it is asked to determine the tangent length, length of the long chord, length of the arc, apex distance and mid-ordinate distance. That means till now what we discussed regarding the elements of simple curve, everything has to be determined here. The given data here is, that is, if you can see here, if a curve is designated as a 4-degree curve on 30-meter arc. So he has given the designation of the curve. In that, he has considered the arc definition. 30-meter arc is taken into account and the designation is 4-degree curve. That means, give a solution. given data is del is given. What is del? 4 degree. In that it is arc definition. How we will come to know that is arc definition? He has mentioned that on 30 meter arc, that's why it's arc definition. So by considering the arc definition, we can calculate anything. So, and also he has mentioned the deflection angle pi is given. Deflection angle pi is given as 36 degrees. So let us start by one. So before calculating these things, I need to know the radius of the curvature. First, radius of the curvature. So in order to find the radius of the curvature, first consider the arc definition. We have the formula radius of curvature. We have direct formula 1718.87 divided by del. You can substitute here and you can calculate direct, or else you can also calculate it as 30 into 180 by delta pi. It is easy to remember, I think so. You can use this as well as this also. You can use anything. So after substituting delta 4 degree, you will get 429.72 meter. So this is the radius of the curvature which they have given. The very next element is, let us find out the tangent length. So what is the tangent length formula? Go back to the video and you will get to know. Tangent formula, tangent distance or tangent length is given by r into tan pi by 2. So now you will get to know why I have find out radius r first, because for every element you need to substitute r here. So that's why when considering tangent length, you need to substitute r and you need to substitute pi here. So we know r, that is 429.72 meters. We know pi, that is 36 degree. So after substituting pi as 36 degree and r as 429.72, you will get this tangent length. The next element is the length of long chord. It is given by 2 times r into sin pi by 2. So you know r, you know pi, substitute and you will get the 60.587 meter. Let us move to the next element, that is length of arc. So length of arc is given by, actually the length of long chord is denoted by small l. Remember, length of arc is denoted by big letter L. So L is equal to, we know, r pi, where pi should be in radian, that you should remember. So that for keeping that in mind, use this formula where r is equal to pi into 170 meters. So in order to find the apex distance, so already apex distance, we have the formula r into secant pi by 2 minus 1. Substitute pi value and r value 13 meter. The final element is mid-ordinate. So in order to find out the mid-ordinate, you have the formula is taken as common, 1 minus cos pi by 2. After substituting 21.03. So all the elements which we have discussed is calculated here. This is simple example. So in the next class, this is enough for this class. In the next session, I will be discussing about the different methods in order to lay or in order to setting out these curves on the field, and we will be solving some of the numerical problems based on the methods. Thank you. Take care. Bye.